Welcome to the show. And it seems that all is now set for the National Convention of Nigeria's governing party, the All Progressives Congress. But governors in that party have said that they will support any aspirant backed by President Muhammadu Buhari for the position of national chairman, contrary to what some of them have said earlier on. They've also agreed to back all decisions made by the Malabuni-led caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee. Now, the governors announced a resolution after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja. Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum and Governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, told State House correspondents that although the governors have reached a conclusion on decisions regarding consensus and zoning, those who are against the consensus option can go ahead to contest at the convention.
We will always urge consensus. We will urge respect for the decisions of the party, because the distribution of political party offices here has been approved by the highest organ of the party, which is the National Caretaker Committee, because they were acting in their capacity as the National Executive Committee of the party. But where people still chose to go against the grain, whatever the party constitution allows them, because we wouldn't do anything undemocratic. The governors are united. The governors are unanimous in support of Mr. President. The governors are unanimous in the support of the Caretaker Committee. We thank the Caretaker Committee for what they have been doing. Naturally, there will be hiccups one day, but we have overcome them. And we are a human organization, which is bound sometimes to generate emotions and anxieties, but we are united and unanimous, and by God's grace, we will have a very, very successful and peaceful national convention. Well, for more on this, I'm now being joined by members of the APC National Convention Sub-Committees, beginning with Ginika Tor, who is the Secretary of the Committee for Women, Children and People with Disabilities. I also have Ayo Akanji, who is a member of the APC Digital Sub-Committee for the convention. So good to have you here. And I'll start with you, Ginika. Let's talk about how women are preparing to be at this convention. We haven't heard the voices of women so much in terms of purchasing forms. It looks like men are just at the front. I mean, APC National Chairmanship is all men. Deputy National Chairmanship all looks like men, and it goes down. Do we have female contestants actually at the APC National Convention?
Well, of course we do. Better than what it used to be. We have a woman coming out as youth leader, national youth leader. We have another woman coming out as Deputy National Organizing Secretary. We have women coming out for National Organizing Secretary for Southeast Organizing Secretary. I have so many women coming from different, zones rather than what it used to be before. So I think you will experience more women this time.
Interesting indeed. Yeah. And Akonji, let's talk about youth participation in this convention. How do we hope to see more youth coming out, apart from the positions of national youth leader, which I mean, of course, is young people that will come out. Tell us more about how this convention has to do with young people coming out to challenge the status quo or try to make a statement.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the young members of this party has been doing very well in that regard. Aside those contesting for national youth leader, we have the outgoing national youth leader who's contesting to become the national organizing secretary. We have young people who are running for zonal secretaries, zonal youth leaders across the entire country. And then there's a maturity. I think it's really impressive to see that the young Nigerian youth our democracy is consolidating, and we're seeing how very active they are. I was at the screening subcommittee on yesterday, and then we had about 3-4 young people coming off the national youth leader. The atmosphere there was very cordial. They caught them on cameras cracking jokes, and everybody has various manifestos, and it's been very clear that I see whoever emerges as a winner, they will all support the person to close their rank. So I think is what we've been seeing from the leadership of the party, from the president downward. The whole thing is that how do we close our rank together? How can we be united? How can we be stronger? And if we're united and stronger together, I think we can be able to see the party and the country of what we want going forward.
Now, you just tell us how this APC convention is being prepared. I mean, what stage do we have now? We are supposed to have delegates coming from different parts of the country. We're told it's about 4,000. What's the preparation to host all those delegates amidst the fears of insecurity or one challenge or the other?
Wow. The convention is in top gear. At this point, if you go to any hotel in Abuja right now, fully booked by APC, booked for delegates, booked for observers, for spectators. Everything is in top gear. We have all the committees. We have the media committee. We have the MIC committee, the women, youth and persons with disability. We have the planning committee. We have the contact and mobilization. We have so many committees, and everyone is working towards it. Next tomorrow, 26th, it's next tomorrow, and then you will see APC giving it the best shot.
Now, tell us about your own committee, women. What exactly is the role that women are supposed to play to the extent that you have a committee?
This particular committee was set up by these three great persons: the woman leader, Honorable Stella Akotete, Ismail, the youth leader, and then James Lalu, Honorable, the Persons with Disability Commissioner. And they came up to say, at this particular time, these people need to be well, informed and included. And it's a way forward. You see that APC has become, we have broken that record, because it is actually our party, APC, that you can say include the women, include the youth excessively, and including persons with disability. And not just you say, like we're told, for every state, we're going to have like 33 persons. They didn't say you should bring 3 women, 2 youth, 1 person with disability. No, equal. 3. So everybody will be carried along, and this sense of belonging will be given. And that takes us to inclusion, and that takes us also to imbalance, fighting the imbalance. With this, I don't think you can see that we are, despite all the issues surrounding, but yet it's so peaceful. So I'm sure we're going to have a very peaceful National Convention on the 26th.
Okay, interesting indeed. We've set the template. Let's come to the big issues now. Governors of your party have a meeting, and it looks like a unity list is being asked to be drawn. Isn't this going to be exclusive of certain persons? Because, we've seen people purchasing forms and all of that, but President Buhari has said that, look, there should be a sort of consensus arrangement. Do you think that sits well with all members of the party?
I think, yes, it does in the affirmative. First of all, the fact is that all the aspirants who are running for national chairmanship, and even if you look at the fallout from the visit of the governor to the president yesterday while we're watching it here, they made it very clear that even though the party or the leadership of the party is saying this is what you should do, if the aspirants don't want to do that, they have the constitutional right not to. But so long as whatever they want to do will be in tandem of the law, and there's not going to cause any friction or disaffection for the party. And thus far, that seemed to be going really very good. We saw all the governors yesterday were around. They had a group picture of the president. They came out and said they reported their various subcommittees report on consensus. So I think it's really very good. And this is part of what the president was saying in the last interview he had was it with your TV or channels, when he was speaking about the Electoral Act and said we should have primaries, direct primaries, indirect primaries, and consensus. So we have a tripod, and any of these ones that actually is seen to be best for the party, they will adopt it. But I can tell you one thing for sure is that come March 26th, on Saturday, 2 days from now, Nigerians and entire Africa will ensure and they will see a stable, democratic, visible, strong, united APC National Convention. Yeah,
very interesting. I love your optimism in the midst of all of this. Now, the president has asked that for those who agree to the consensus option, their funds should be given back to them. But those who do not agree to the consensus and they eventually go into the race, if they lose out, will they still be given the opportunity to get their refunds?
Well, that will be less. That will leave that on the leadership of the party, because what the president would do was to suggest that to the party, and they didn't refuse it. So at that level, they will decide what's best. The whole thing is about closing ranks. So if you feel like, okay, fine, you lose, and you feel like, okay, fine, pay back your money. So they will decide, but I know that the party leadership will do all they can do to ensure that we have one united party, and that's our messaging every time, everywhere. Unity, unity, and unity. Okay, and
Ginika, some people have said that from President Buhari's tone, it looks like it's an imposition, a subtle imposition and not consensus. There's a subtle threat that, look, okay, go and subject yourself to a consensus, but if you don't agree and you go there, whatever you meet, you're on your own. Should we regard this as a subtle imposition?
There's no imposition at all. it's not, it's not sincerely, it's not out of place.
Yeah, but the president met with all the national chairmanship aspirants.
If you are a father, let me take you down somewhere. If you are a father and your children are having issues, the best way, what best way will you bring up? They are your children. They should be able to listen to you. The best thing is to say, instead of going in there and having too many people fighting, do you think you'll be happy to have different people fighting? This is a family affair. And leaderships, you know, if you don't respect leadership, then you shouldn't think you will get there.
Yeah, so but when the APC was in the opposition and PDP was doing the same family affair, the same APC was always hitting them hard.
It depends on how they did theirs. But for us, it's a family thing. And, you know, APC is comprising of different leaders coming from different parties before now. I think we're even doing very great, because if you look at the origin, the foundation of APC, it shouldn't be out of place that we have issues, because these are leaders, too many captains in one ship. So I commend the leadership of APC, and I commend President Muhammadu Buhari for us to still be together, and we're still talking today. And in unity, we're about to have a national convention. There's nothing like subtle imposition. There's no imposition at all. Do
you think that these chairmanship aspirants will appear before the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he asking them to step down for a preferred candidate, and they will say no?
These are also people who had asked their followers to step down for people. Ask each other and every one of them. If they can, yes, if they can, if you know, before you throw a stone, be sure, or before you accuse or say something, you know, law of extopel, you cannot say you enjoy something and come back. You can't approbate and reprobate. Do you understand? So these are leaders who also had followers, and if they had once in their life asked their followers to step down for somebody and they agreed, then why is it strange to them that it's happening now? They should be able to also support, just like their followers.
That perspective, interesting indeed. What will you say to critics of the APC who say that you seem to be heading towards a coronation exercise and not an elective convention?
I'm sorry for them. They should go back and make another projection, because we're actually going to a proper convention. And it doesn't matter if it's elective or it's consensus. All that matters is that what was the end product? Do all the stakeholders buy into the end product? Is everybody okay? Is everybody at peace? Is it peaceful? Is there unity? Are there no factions? Are they closing ranks together? And we're going towards that. The chairman, Media and Publicity Sub-Committee, the governor of Nasarawa State, had a world press conference today. He made it really very clear to the world and say, this is what happened with our meeting with the president yesterday. We're going forward. We have over 20 subcommittees. There's media and publicity, there's digital communications, there's women and youths and people with disability, there's screening, and there's accommodation, there's logistics. So everybody's working. If you go to the Eagle Square now, there's activities going on there. Yeah. Like she's rightly said, the hotels are actually fully booked. You go to the airport, people are flying in. You move around, you see billboards, you see faces of various aspirants. It's activities. The media is having so much to feast on also, to thanks to APC. People are selling their papers also too.
This is an ingredient of democracy.
Oh well, yeah.
Media is part of democracy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I'll just ask you to hold on there while we go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation on the APC National Convention that's set to hold in the next 48 hours, and then we get to scrutinize what the party is offering Nigerians ahead of the 2023 general elections. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Horizon TV. I'm Somna Sambo, and we've been taking a look at the APC National Convention that's set to hold in the next 48 hours. And my guests are still Ambassador Ginika Tor, the Secretary of the Committee for Women, Children, and People with Disabilities Sub-Committee of the APC, and also Ayo Akanji, who is a member of the APC Digital Sub-Committee for the convention. And I come to you about your party, the All Progressives Congress. There's been lots of criticism that the APC hasn't been able to live up to expectations of Nigerians. Some of your manifesto, you promised Nigerians in 2015 and 2019, people are still scrutinizing it, and they are saying, for example, we have an energy crisis where there's no power, there's electricity supply, and then there are almost fuel queues everywhere and all of that. That APC seem to have made some gains, but it looks like as we're heading to the exit of the Buhari administration, we are reversing some of the gains made by the same APC administration. What do you make of such criticism?
Well, when you see a fruit, you see a tree, two trees. One that brings out fruit is the one they throw stone at, right? Because you want the ripe fruit. So why are they throwing stone at the APC government if we're not actually bringing that fruit? I'm taking you somewhere. Now, we met a situation, and of course you agree with me that it's work in progress. About some persons were mentioning the fuel scarcity and all of that. But how many of them actually took it upon themselves to say that, I'm from the eastern part of Nigeria, there's no Christmas during the time of PDP that we had fuel. But in this administration, President Muhammad Buhari's administration, we never had such issue. It was so bad those days. How many people came out to say, oh, wow, President has done so well that this time, especially from people from the southern part or even the northern part, that now there's fuel. Nobody said that. Let me take you somewhere again, because only critics that fly. And that is because our government is not very good at singing our praises.
Yeah, but when you were in the opposition, you were very loud and very organized.
Yeah,
and when you got into government...
because we want to come in. We know that when we come in, we're going to do a lot. And
or is it a matter of maintaining table manners? You can't be eating and talking at the same time.
We actually did. When you talk about humanitarian issues, we did a lot. How many did you see us promoting? But every Nigeria will tell you, majority of Nigerians will tell you that they were able to receive funds from our government, to cushion the effect of poverty. How many people said that? Then look at the Ukraine activity that took place. People were being brought back. Now they got back. They were received so peacefully. They were fed. They were given snacks. They were given hotel rooms, and they were even given dollars. How many people came out to say we had done that? So I want to tell you sincerely, we are doing our best, and we have done a lot. And then this time around, you say we are just leaving because of the first scarcity. You can see what's happening in Russia. If you look at the background of oil and fuel, you will know that is where it's coming from. It's not about our government. We are not the. It's not
within the control of the APC. It's not
within the control. It's beyond our control.
Let me hear your own views.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of young Nigerians, when you mention APC, they are so disenchanted, and they're like, some of them keep writing on social media. You're a digital expert, and they keep writing all promises cancelled. That's the name of the APC. Another person said it's all progressives confusion and all of that because of what's been happening in your party. What is the new narrative that you think you sell to Nigerians during this convention and after it, ahead of the 2023 general election, that will make people want to say, look, let me give APC a chance again?
The new narrative we're going to share to Nigerians is the fact that the APC-led government is doing more with little. Now, sometimes we need to cast aspersion on what happened in the past before we talk about the present and the future. 2015, this country was already we're in recession. We're borrowing to pay salaries. Mind you, we're coming from a part where the price of crude oil dwindled. That's one. So we couldn't meet our OPEC quota because we're having vandalism at the Niger Delta region. But you can see that what this administration has done in regards of infrastructure, security, food security, national security, foreign policy, branding of the image of the country. There's several things going on. Third, they will have second Niger bridge is being completed. We are a net export of fertilizer. We don't really eat. There's still smuggled of rice coming to the country, but we can see that we're doing really well in that regards. People that are going to farm. That's why one time the president was now saying that he had a report from the economic team that says that we are only using 2% of our arable land. 2%. Now we're having issues with wheat because Russia and Ukraine are countries we get wheat from. But we have arable land here in this country. So our youths are very creative. Social media, you come and see a lot of things that are there, it keeps you going and makes you, but the reality of the fact is that this country, this government is doing so well. Look at security, for example, now. The amount of money this government has invested in procuring air platforms, equipping our troops, training them, collaborating with foreign partners is mind-boggling. Yeah,
but insecurity still persists. Look at what's happening in southern Kaduna, for example. I mean, how could that be happening under the Buhari administration?
Well, I'm not going to downplay the insecurity happening in the country. Yeah, we have challenges of insecurity across the country, but is the government doing well about it? Yes. It's the same government of Kaduna State that gives us periodic analysis of what happens in the states. People who were killed, people who were kidnapped, what they are doing to curtail the crisis. So we're having a paradigm shift from what we used to be in the past. In the past, for crying out loud, we had a government that came and said Chibok was a scam. So when we make errors, we own up and try to right the wrong.
Now, are you engaging so much on social media with, this whole lot of Nigerians who are on such platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and all of that, kicking the APC left, right, and center every now and then?
Yeah.
Because people keep saying, just like I told her, that APC was good as an opposition party, but woeful as a ruling party when it comes to information dissemination.
I think, well, I would say that the government and the party is doing its best. They can do more, because I can tell that there's so much product this government is doing that nobody even knows about them.
Yeah, because the government isn't telling Nigerians more about it.
Yes. So talking about digital media, there was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, some people were pushing out the fact that I think Toyota went to open a branch or
in Ghana and all of that.
And Tolugu came with fact and said, okay, fine, that's fine, but we had about 7 other companies that came to open factories here.
Yeah, I mean, I read that myself.
So you see, so we need to talk more. We need to be proud of what we're doing. We're doing so much. Food security is a very fundamental thing. You saw what happened during COVID. It's not the fact that the president, in the wisdom of security agencies that gave the advice, we close our borders and we say, let's begin to cook inwardly. We'll have been in trouble.
Okay, interesting submission you've got there. As we try to round off this conversation, I come to you on the issue of Abdullah Adamu, who is being seen as the preferred consensus candidate, both by the president and some people who have said that they have no choice than to support the president. Some of your party members are not so comfortable with him, because they say he's an offshoot of PDP. I mean, he was a 2-term governor under the PDP. He was chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum under the PDP until he defected when APC was formed and all of that. And you see what's been circulating on social media. They mention Kenny Namani, they mention this and all of that. That the same APC accused the PDP of not doing so much, but it looks like APC is taking a loan of human resources from the PDP to run its party. What do you say to that?
I will take you where you will not believe I'll take you.
Oh, well, please do.
That he's an offshoot of
PDP, and you want to make him your national chairman.
Now, APC. Who are the people that made up APC? Should that be a reason? Should that be anything to even say at all? It doesn't make sense to me. Because for APC to even emerge at all, to become the name APC, started with different political parties that merged together to form APC, right? And the lead team party, the people came from PDP. So that one, keep it aside.
They were called New PDP.
Yes, it doesn't make sense to me.
Alliance.
You understand? Then number 2, you cannot tell me that I am your leader. You believe in me, and you cannot follow whatever I say. So why am I your leader? So it's not something to question. It's not even something to go and look deep into. The president himself knows, the right thing to do. You get it. Now,
very quickly, because we have less than
yes, now also,
seconds.
I want to take you somewhere also. You were talking about what we've been doing, not being shown. It's because we have a kind president. If we had the kind of president that when you want to send your humanitarian provisions to the state, you look for only APC and you forget the government of PDP, we won't be saying this now. Okay. But you don't expect something to be sent to a different government in that state and they should promote you. They go there and say that they gave it to the citizens and they take it because they are grassroots. They are not digitized, okay, so they don't know the truth.
Okay, interesting indeed. I want you to answer that question too just before we go.
Yeah.
The fears that Abdullah Adamu, if he becomes the chairman of APC, will be promoting a PDP agenda. Some people are angry that how come the president couldn't get someone from CPC, ACN, and maybe APGA or ANPP that formed the APC, only for him to go and get someone from the PDP.
Well, I mean, Abdullah Adamu, I'm not holding brief for Abdullah Adamu.
Yeah, that's if he emerges though.
If he emerges, yeah, because all of these things we're hearing, they are probably all in the realms of hypothesis, right? But also, this same Abdullah Adamu, of course, politics is a game of interest. He was in PDP and switched back to APC. He knew why he did that. But I can tell you that I remember in the 8th Senate when we had an issue with the Senator Saraki-led and Senate presidency, Abdullah Adamu was one of the first senators that stood up to Saraki, who they were both PDP senators, and said, hey, looked him to the face and tried to challenge him to ensure that the president's interest at the National Assembly, moving the country forward, was successful. Yeah,
I remember. He formed a parliamentary support group alongside Ovie Omagigi.
Yes, a few of them before other people, before their ranks begin to swell up and all. So I think he has everybody, every 11, 12 aspirants there. There's a young guy there called Mohammed Isu. So he has, so he tells you that APC is changing the tide of politics in Nigeria. He's there old people, but he's also running for it. So may the best winner emerge. That's all we care about.
All right, we can only wish you well ahead of your national convention.
Thank you very much.
Please just make sure you don't fight on Saturday.
No.
Resolve your crisis peacefully.
Yeah.
Ayo Akanji is a member of the APC Digital Sub-Committee of the APC National Convention, and Ambassador Ginika Tor is the Secretary Committee for Women, Children and People with Disabilities. We just hope you have a successful convention.
Thank you.
And may the best win on that day. Thank you so much for being on the show.